Guys, Deludi Guna, YouTube's N'Golo Kante. Yeah, Q&A day. I'd love to be watching Manchester City at the moment, but I've got it recorded. This is what you guys asked for. So as well as Fridays, we know we do it on Sundays. So let me answer your questions. If I forgot them, if I forgot you out or missed you out, forgive me. Apologies. It's not on purpose. Just hit me up, man. I swear down, I'll go through all the comments and check. So yeah, let's start. Tariq Amazing asks, is Marco Silva a good manager or just a manager thriving at a club without huge ambitions? I can see why you're coming with that. That is harsh, but you could, yeah, on one hand, you could say that's the case, but on the other hand, I don't believe it. Now, I'm not too sure. I don't know why I've got Sporting Lisbon in my head, but I'm pretty sure he managed them. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Whichever Portuguese club he was at, they have a huge following, a huge tradition, and there's still certain values you've got to say, you've got to display. The same goes for Olympiacos. Of course, they're not out here saying they want to win Champions League and they do these mad things, but they want to see a certain brand of football. The fans are relentless. Every win, of course, they're going to be happy. They lose, some serious question marks. So I can see why. Of course, you could say that on the sporting front, they're not. He's not been at a club where they've been asked to have Champions League. And you could also say Olympiacos and the Portuguese side that I'm saying in Sporting Lisbon. If you manage them clubs, you're expected to somewhat challenge for the league titles. But at the same time, he's went and done it. So if the teams he's been at doesn't have huge expectations, he probably dies by, or when I say die, obviously mean getting sacked or praised by his own standards. I mean, if you've won 2 league titles and you've been brought into a side like Watford, and obviously they're not saying they want to win the Prem, but you'd think a well-travelled manager like that would be able to play expansive football, improve upon the places they've already achieved in the following at the end of the previous campaigns, bring in certain sort of players and improve young players if that's what they want. I mean, a manager that's got them credentials there, and I know it's very overplayed what he did at what he's done at Hull, but he's done things at Hull. So you'd expect certain things they might be changed, and what you said isn't wrong, but that's honestly what I believe. So yeah. Hopefully that answers what you asked me, bro. Best fullbacks outside the top 6 that could make the biggest impact if they move clubs. Maybe Coleman if he gets fit. I say Cedric looks decent at Southampton, so I might put him in with a shout. Ryan Bertrand, of course. I'm going to say a wild one. I think Ben Chilwell, at first I didn't see the hype about him, but when I've been following him, he looks like he can develop into a very decent left back. So if that's what you're asking, that's the 5, I believe I said 4 or whatever I said. I believe it was 4. Yeah, 4 names I said. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. At Jacob Duran, thoughts on Benny, that was a mad start there. Benny Banihinji, I cannot say that name, forgive me, but it's the guy he's talking about. You know that guy at Everton that's recently been making his debut under David, under the caretaker boss or whatever position he's got. He managed him in the youth sides and he's bust him. And he's doing alright. I like him. Admittedly, I haven't seen extensiveness of him, but I like the way he's not fazed by when he's playing Premier League football. He's just clearly taking it like it's any other game he's been playing at. He's calm on the ball. He's a decent passer. He's firm in a tackle. I like to see it, man. Long may it continue. Like I said, I don't have extensive repertoire on him or reports on him to be saying he can do this or that, but I like to see young players getting a chance, and I'm a big fan of when clubs are not having success to throw people in environments like this, and he's thriving, so shout out to him, to be honest with you. So yeah. At Kai Barrett 2136. Following last night's draw, he's obviously talking about Friday, versus Leicester, could this be a turning point for West Ham? You could say that. You could say they can get some confidence from this. They've been in a rut at the moment. But I've got it written down. There's City, there's Everton, who are not in their best of form. There's Arsenal and Chelsea next for West Ham. So if they go and lose to City, it's not the end of the world losing to City in their current form. But if they went and lost to City, would you be saying that? I doubt you would. So hopefully that answers your question. Karslan Duji. Do you think Fosu Mensah, Gomez, Andreas Pereira will leave if Jose is still the gaffer? Man, you ask me this every week. It's up to them, to be honest, whether they think they can get first team football or not, or if they can compete with the established players that are there. Only they would know, to be honest with you. So yeah. Danny Mills said, another question. Danny Mills said Arsenal would love Fellaini. I think he's an idiot, but after this statement, do you agree? No, man, Fellaini's cool, but I don't think we'd be losing sleep if we don't get Fellaini, to be honest with you. So yeah, shout out to him though. But yeah, let's just move on. Smokey the Weed asks, Ozil's transfer saga. Thoughts on Jack Wilshere and the performance of the young guns on Thursday? As for Ozil's transfer saga, I'm tired of it, bro, if that's what you're asking me. And Jack Wilshere and the guys on Thursday didn't put in the best of performances. we're still through. It was bittersweet. They could have played much better, to be honest. Obviously, I can't remember it word for word as in regards to as a sharper picture as I could, because it happened a couple of days ago, if that makes sense. But yeah, man, it wasn't the best of performances. So yeah. Barry Nichols asks, who are your top five? Who are your top five disliked footballers of all time? That's an hard one, to be honest. I don't really dislike any footballers like that. I'd say Gallas because of what went his whole spell at Arsenal. Gallas for sure. I might shock people, Robin. You know, like I don't know, I don't hate him. Like I appreciate that he's a sick footballer and he's mad, and I gas him and I like him for that. But I just got no. I wouldn't say I dislike him. I just got no affection for him as a footballer. The same kind of goes for Perlo as well. I might shock a lot of people with that. I wouldn't say I dislike them. As for, in fact, players I actually dislike: Phil Neville, Danny Murphy. I've just never liked Danny Murphy and the way he's always a pundit. Joey Barton. Yeah, Joey Barton is very disliked. Joey Barton, Charlie Adams, Danny Mills. Ox as well. Oxlade-Chamberlain, how to be honest with you guys. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question, broski. At Jaden Sandra asks, are too many young players getting lost in the sauce? Of course, bro. With everybody's a wonder kid nowadays. You go and if I play for Arsenal and I score a hat trick for the under 18s, I'm a worldie. You even seeing Patrick Kluivert's younger son, not Justin, that's doing his madness, and he scored a hat trick the other day for Ajax. You're seeing he's 9 years of age. People are saying how he's a wonder kid, how they've seen him and this sort of things. It's easy for kids to get lost in the sauce. Did Killian and Pepe, same guy, did Killian and Pepe set levels too high? Well, no, not really, because you can see he's a once-in-a-lifetime, once-in-a-generation talent, and he's an exception rather than the rule for young players. Like, when you're that good, you can't really stop you from playing and succeeding. So, I think everybody knows not everybody's going to be like Killian. So, yeah. At Mobay Guna, do you think we were right to sell Gab? Saw a statement saying he never got a chance. Well, I can see why he'd say he never got a chance. You're really always going to be third choice here. But he didn't really develop. When you were coming here, you were talking about how you could be a great centre-half. Wenger even said you could be a great centre-half. It just really didn't happen. Granted, in your last season, you showed a spell at fullback where you played well. You played very well against City, I believe, in whatever game it was in the FA Cup. I'm pretty sure you've played well in some other games because I've backed you for a while. But the progress just wasn't there and you wasn't showing any signs of it. I'm happy that you found your feet again in La Liga in a different league, but nah, man, I don't agree with that, broski. Reece Nelson asks, 61 asks, Arsenal, will Arsenal do business in January? Well, I hope so. It depends if they can find the right deal, if certain situations enable certain players to arrive. So, yeah. What keeper would you sign if you was in charge for next season? That's a tough one. You've put me on the spot. I'd actually have to get back to you with that, to be honest. There's a couple keepers that I'd keep an eye on. But really and truly, to answer that question, the keepers I really want, like Oblak, we can't afford him. We really can't go out and get him. So, yeah. Is it time to put Maitland-Niles ahead of Coquelin and El Nene? Well, yeah, to be honest. I mean, they've got a vast amount of experience, vastly better than his in terms of playing first-team football, so they're going to be a bit sharper. But it's time to give him a chance. He was on the bench against Burnley. He's on the bench the last couple of games. He played very well in the Europa League in the week. One of the only players to leave with any credibility. So you could say that he's on their toes, like Wenger has said previously. So, yeah. Hopefully, guys, that answers everything, and I've given you guys enough entertainment for Sunday. That's the end of the Q&As. Like I said, thank you for watching. Thank you for contributing. If I've missed you out, hit me up under this video with some more. Like the video, subscribe, do all of that stuff, man. DG, I'm signing out. Thank you very much.